Assalamu alaikum class 7. Hope you all are fine. This is your history lecture, and the book which we are followed for the history is Oxford History for Pakistan Book 2. This is Miss Uruj Iman. Today I am giving you the reinforcement of the chapter, that is the beginning and spread of Christianity, the power of church and the Pope in the Middle Ages. I am giving you the reinforcement of it, and after that I am giving you home task and activity. You have to solve the activity in your notebooks. So class, the topics and the contents that are included in this lecture are reinforcement of chapter number 2. There are two topics are involved or included in chapter number 2. The first topic is the beginning and spread of Christianity, and the second topic is the power of the church and the Pope in the Middle Ages. In the previous lecture, I am giving you a open discussion about these topics. Today I am giving you just the reinforcement of these topics. The first topic is the beginning and spread of Christianity, which present on the book page number 8. The topics included in this are Jesus Christ, the crucifixion, the spread of Christianity, the early church, Barbarian inventions. The second topic is the power of the church and Pope in the Middle Ages, which are present on book page number 10. Second topic includes the further topic. These are the power of the Catholic Church, the church power over the rulers, excommunication, child marriage, and the Holy Roman Empire. After that, I am giving you home task and activity to solve by your own self. So now class, I am reading the book, and you have to put your fingers on the book and read with me to understand the topic or the chapter. The topic that I read is the beginning and spread of Christianity, page number 8. About 3,500 years ago, the Jewish tribe settled in what is now Israel. Unlike most other people at the time, they believed that there was only one God, Jew, who was very strict but just. They also believed that if their people were in severe trouble, God would send a very holy person, part man, part God, called the Messiah, to save them. In 63 BC, Palestine was conquered by the Romans. The Jews resented the facts that their lands were now a part of the Roman Empire. Jesus Christ. About 2,000 years ago, Jesus was born to Mary. We know little about his childhood, but when he was around 30 years old, he claimed that he was the promised Messiah. He began to preach a new religion which was based on peace, love, and forgiveness for everyone, even for enemies. Most Jewish leaders did not believe him because they thought that the Messiah would be a soldier who would drive out the Romans. They also disliked him because he criticized some of their ideas and beliefs. The Romans themselves were very suspicious for him because they thought that he was stirring up rebellion in the country. For 3 years, Jesus wandered about Palestine by preaching and performing miracles. He gathered many supporters, especially 12 men who followed him everywhere as his disciples. The crucifixion. In about AD 33, Jesus was arrested and tried as a troublemaker by the Rome governor, who found he was not guilty. He was then handed over the Jewish religious courts and was found guilty of saying these things against the religion. The court authorized handed him back to the Rome for execution and crucifixion, the punishment for serious criminals. Since then, the cross has become the symbol of the Christian. Church, because people of the Christian faith believe that Jesus was crucified. Jesus' disciples say that he came back to life 3 days after his death, and for the next 40 days was seen by many of his friends before he went up to heaven. He told them to preach his religion to all people and not only to the Jews as he had first intended. The spread of Christianity. Some of Jesus' followers traveled around the Mediterranean to Egypt and North Africa and to what are now Syria, Turkey and Greece. They reached Rome itself, preaching the new religion of peace, forgiveness and love. They said that everyone was equal in the eyes of God and that the people's first duty should be towards God and only then to their rulers. They taught that everyone from the emperor to the lowest slave would be judged by God when they died. Those who had behaved well and followed Jesus' teachings would have eternal happiness in heaven, while those who had not would be tormented forever in hell. Many people converted to Christianity, especially the poor, the slave, and many women, because it offered them the hope that patient endurance of their present sufferings would be rewarded in the world to come. The early church. Rome soon became the main center of Christianity, but Roman officials regarded it as just another one of the dozen of strange new religions that were popular all over the empire. Occasionally, there were savage persecutions, particularly by the Emperor Norse, Trajan and Diocletian, when many thousands of Christians were tortured, executed or thrown to wild beasts in the amphitheater. But still the religion continued to expand and gained followers among the nobility. Soldiers spread the belief to all parts of the empire so that the Christian church appeared from Britain to Western Asia. In AD 1312, Emperor Constantine banded the persecution of Christians and converted to Christianity himself just before he died. In AD 391, Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire. Barbarian inventions. When the barbarian tribes swept into northern Europe in the 4th to 5th century, much of Christianity disappeared among ordinary people, and the invaders worshipped their own gods. In a few places, however, especially in remote monasteries on islands, in the mountains and in deserts, the religion persisted. In Rome and some other cities, Christianity was still appreciated, but on a smaller scale. From the 5th to 6th centuries onward, missionaries from Italy began to travel towards to convert the people once again. By 600, most of the people of Northern Europe, except Germany, Spain, North Africa, Egypt, Greece, Turkey, Syria, and Palestine, were Christian of one kind or another. So class, after the introduction of Christianity, the next topic is the power of the church and the Pope in the Middle Ages. As Christianity increased in power, the Bishop of Rome, who was head of the church, became more important. In 330, Emperor Constantine moved the capital of the Roman Empire to Byzantium, today Istanbul in Turkey, and with the emperor living in the east. The Bishop of Rome was now the most powerful man in the west. From the year 600, he was called the Pope, from the Greek word papas, meaning father. The power of the Catholic Church. Until about 1000, there was only one church, the Roman Catholic Church, to which most of the people of Western Europe and Western Asia belonged. It steadily grew more powerful as everyone believed what the church told them. Religion was usually the most important thing in their lives, because that alone could guide them to heaven or send them to hell. And because of this, the people obeyed the church. The people was at the head of church, and he appointed a chief bishop in each country or province. Under him were lesser bishops in the cities and districts. Below them in town and villages were the priests, monks and nuns. In this manner, the authority of the church extended from Rome right down to the smaller settlement in the further part of Europe, rather like a religious feudal system, except that it was much more powerful. In about 1000, the Christian church in what had been the Eastern Roman Empire, based in Constantinople had become very different from the Catholic Church that had evolved in Rome. Its language was Greek instead of Latin, and its ceremonies and beliefs were more Asian than European. Because of these differences, the two divided into Rome Catholic Church West and the Orthodox Church East. The church power over the rulers. Generally, throughout the Dark Ages until about 1000, the only people who were educated and could read and write were the priests. Consequently, the more important churchmen, the cardinal and bishop, became the king advisor, and other priests become official lawyer and clerk who helped in the administration of the country. Because the priests could speak Latin, which was understood by educated people all over Europe. The bishops also become the diplomats. All of the chief men in the church were chosen or approved by the Pope, so that only the people who would obey him would be appointed. Excommunication. If the king or indeed anyone tried to go against the wishes of the church, the Pope had the final power of excommunication. That is, he could say that the offending people was no longer a member of church and would go straight to hell when he died. The excommunicated person, in theory, could be killed by anyone. Normally, the person so treated would agree to obey the Pope and ask for forgiveness. Sometimes a whole nation could be excommunicated because they supported their king even when he was disobeying the Pope. The power of the excommunication was great. When Henry IV, one of the Holy Roman Emperors, offended the Pope, he was forced to walk barefoot across the snow-covered Alps in mid-winter from Germany to the Pope's place. The Pope kept him still barefoot outside in the snow for 3 days before allowing him in and forgiving him. Charlemagne and the Holy Roman Empire. In 768, Charlemagne Charles the Great became king of Franks, a tribe in northern France. In 30 years of war, he conquered a huge empire covering modern France, Belgium, Holland, and large part of Italy, Spain, Germany, and Austria. He liked to think that he had created a second Roman Empire. Expect that it was now wholly Christian instead of heathen as it had been in the past. When he was crowned Holy Roman Empire in 800, instead of putting the crown on his own head, as was the custom among his people, he requested the Pope to crown him in Rome. This was a very important step. Charlemagne, the most powerful man in Europe and perhaps in the world at the time, had said in effect that the Pope was above him and next only to God. For more than 800 years, the Pope was the single most powerful person in Europe. He controlled not only the church but also the politics of all countries. A great pope could do much good for the people of the continent by controlling those kings and nobles who misused their power and were cruel to the people. Hope you understand the topic. So class, for the home task, what you have to do, you have to read the chapter again, the beginning and spread of Christianity and the power of the church and the Pope in the Middle Ages completely. It will help you to understanding the lesson and its topic. Review the background of history and its importance by the help of attached link. So class, this is an activity based on relevant questions and worksheet. You have to answer the following question. You should write question and its answer in your notebooks. The first question is, what were the main principles of Christ's teachings? Christ's teaching were, question number 2 is, Christ's teaching were some ways similar to Buddha, but in some ways very different. List the similarities and differences. So class, you have to write the heading of the similarities and then write the heading of the differences and write the similarities of differences of Christianity and Buddha. Okay class. Now for the question number 3, there is a question that is, until about AD 1000 there was only Christian church in Europe and West Asia. Then it was divided into 2 parts completely. The table below shows the same. You have to fill the table. So class, this is a table that having differences between the Roman Catholic Church and Orthodox Church. Okay class, you have to draw this table as it is in your notebook and fill it like I write it here. And you have to learn it. What are the learning is, there is 2 churches, Church A and Church B. First of all, if I am giving you this in your test or your paper, so I just give you a table where you have write Church A, Church B, the name, main city, language and kind of ceremonies. You have to fill it remaining. So first of all, the names of the church. Church A is Roman Catholic Church. Church B is Orthodox Church. The main city where it is present are, the first church is in Rome, and the second church is Constantinople. The language used in Church A is Latin and in Church B is Greek. The kind of ceremonies of the area that they are performing, Church A European, Church B Asian. Hope you understand it. After that class, in the worksheet pad, you have to solve the page number 75 and 76. These both pages are related to this topic. Hope you understand it. Stay safe, stay healthy. We will meet soon. Allah Hafiz.